What's going on, y'all? So listen.
What's going on, y'all? We are back again for another episode review of Queens. This is season 1, episode 3. Who you calling a bitch? Okay, let me tell you. You went like TY. Let me tell you something. The episode was cute. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I was a little distracted because my mentions have been going crazy tonight. Okay, but anyway, moving on from there, we get back to the show. All right. So stuff is starting off, and we hear Naomi talking about how we got our groove back or whatever, did the little comeback with the 2021 BET Awards and all that. And come to find out, they're reading a review. So they're going over what happened last week, okay? Because last week they had that show that they had to sell out to see if they were able to even garner a crowd, if the expectation and the anticipation for them was there, and it really was, because they was able to sell out, I guess, but the show didn't go as according to plan. Okay, it did not go smoothly at all. And let me just tell you this, bitch, if anything would have happened the way that it happened in the show like this that went on with them, baby, I would have said, give me my money back. Give me my money back, because this is not what I paid for. Oh, I would have been a petty bitch just like that, okay? Because first of all, I can deal with somebody falling. We all have accidents or something like that, Naomi trying to get up on the in the thing, the little, what is it called, a jumper or whatever. Girl, I don't know. Y'all know the little hold or whatever that they pull them up. Valeria then fell into it, fell on Naomi. That was one. Then Jill get her ass up there. She didn't forget some of the words. Okay, that happens too. I can kind of give that a pass. But she was so obvious with it, okay? And you can tell that they ain't been performing in a long time, because they didn't know how to play all of this off, all right? And I was like, what was y'all doing together? Was y'all actually performing together? I mean, was y'all actually practicing? Like, what was going on? Because I don't understand all these rookie mistakes. I mean, I understand that it's been 20 years since y'all performed or whatever, and you doing multiple songs compared to the one that you did at the BET Awards, but geez, y'all didn't practice this? Y'all didn't get on the stage and practice the lift and everything? You didn't practice the lyrics and how to play it off? If we forget, put that mic to the crowd and be like, I be doing this, thinking, right, and then when you remember, you bring it back to you. Okay, I watched enough Beyonce to know that shit. Girl, I was like, Jill, we not finna do this. And then what took the cake is a 7-minute, unexpected intermission, because they paused that thing for 7 minutes for freaking Brianna to get on the phone and to woo her baby to sleep. Talk about here, little monster, whatever, if you don't get to sleep. Girl, I don't care. For 7 minutes, now that would have made me want to give me my money back. Give me my money, okay? So at this point, the person who wrote this article, it was just a review. And this is what happened, and it's basically trashing them. And, they did say it comes off misogynistic, because when we hear about old school acts coming back, we don't necessarily hear a lot of the negative about, oh, they're too old, and these women trying to do this or whatever. When it comes to the men, okay, they don't never do that. Just turn them down so much, and if they do, we don't see it a lot, but when it comes to women entertaining, it's always they're too old. They don't need to be talking about this, because at their age, why are they saying certain things? You're not living this lifestyle. It's a whole bunch of men that be out here doing the same thing, but they're not living a lifestyle, but nobody's saying nothing about that. But when it comes to the women, and they talking about something, why bring back this nostalgia, old acting, and everything like that? We need to stop doing that. I was like, don't do that to them. Do not do that to them. I ain't like that, okay? Granted, like they said, he was misogynistic as hell, sexist as hell, but y'all suck. Because I certainly enough would have said, give me my money back. It was cute. A cute idea, okay? But you gotta tighten this ship up, So now they gotta bounce back from this, okay? And at this point, they up there trying to figure out what type of name they gonna, because they was in the studio, and Valeria was like, basically, what we needed a new song, okay? We gotta get back out there with everybody else, so let's get a new song. That's what we need to do. So of course they finna go into the studio, and you got, Jill and not Jill, but Brianna and not Valeria, but Naomi Naomi, they going back and forth as to who gonna write what. Now, come to find out, Naomi was the writer of the group, okay? You got Brianna, Professor X, or I should say Professor Sex. You know, she actually wrote some of her lyrics, but Naomi wrote the bulk of stuff. She made sure that she put out there that she wrote Valeria stuff, which we already know. We already know that girl couldn't rap worth nothing. And see, this is the thing with Valeria, okay? People was like in the comments, well, she can't rap, she ain't talented. That is the point that they're trying to put out there. The point is, you know, you have colorism that play a part in this, and I know people probably tired of hearing that word, but in the industry, we have to understand that that happens, okay? You have the exotic look that they put in front, or the lighter skin, or the more prettier that they put in front, you know, and it doesn't matter if they have talent. They're gonna make them succeed somehow, some way. You know, you have people that will write the lyrics, okay? No shade to Cardi B, but that's what they did to Cardi B when she first came out. And some of y'all still say the same thing, that she don't write her lyrics, and look how successful she is. I'm not the one that's saying that, because I still like Cardi B. So, hey, it is what it is. Same thing if you want to go back. Look at what happened with Cassie, okay? Cassie came out and she fooled us with Me and You because it was a monotone, all right? The production was cute, you know what I'm saying? And the video was cute too. I mean, she was doing her little two-step and everything. And then that 106 in Park performance came up, and I was like, oh, so you just a pretty face. That's all that it is. And you fucking Diddy. That's it. Okay? That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's about how people put less talented people to the forefront, and they always succeed sometimes. We see that over and over again, and that is what Valeria is representing. You know, people that sleep their way or you know, finesse their way to the top. That's what it is. Okay? And so they going back and forth as to who gonna write what, and Naomi getting all up in her goddamn feelings, talking about some, I'm the writer of the group, and I can outright you, and I can do this, and if it wasn't for me, we wouldn't have no hits or whatever. And I was like, miss, slow down, okay? You doing a bit much or whatever. And they was getting their feelings about it too, because they was like, girl, this what you feel like? You feel like shit wouldn't pop without you? Okay, we can do it, all right? Why don't we just have this battle between me and you? We go ahead toe-to-toe freestyle, you know what I'm saying? No holds barred. We can't get in our feelings, because that's what a freestyle rap battle is or whatever. And if you win, Brianna, we can all write our own raps. If I win, I write everybody's shit. I was like, all right, we can see this. Mind you, they was debating on what to change the name of the group, because while they was trying to go over some of the beats, they was like, you know what? I just really not feeling this, you know, nasty bitches title, because we live in a day and age, like, we not bitches no more, okay? We not bitches no more. We live in a day and age where we want a little bit more respect or whatever, and we're not in that mind frame no more. We're grown, we're mature. And I was like, thank you, because truth be told, like, I used to be worried here and there all the goddamn time. Y'all know that, okay? I have no problem with it. Most of the time I use it, it's like a placeholder, like, damn, bitch, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, unless I'm really pissed off, I call somebody a bitch. But most of the time, it's a fun thing, okay? No disrespect. But in this, I just didn't understand why they named their group that, okay? Even in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? I just didn't get it. I don't even know if there was people like that was out. I keep on saying that. So, you know, they was trying to debate on what that is, you know. And they finally do the little rap battle between Brianna and Naomi, okay? Bitch, explicit lyric and Professor Sex came through. I was like, wait a minute. They trading bars. I said, do y'all want to be friends after this? Now, I know we said no holds bar, okay? No holds bar. And don't get your feelings hurt, because it's just, you know, we just doing what we do. Okay, you talking about not knowing who my baby daddy is. You talking about my husband cheating on me. You talking about me having so many goddamn kids. You talking about me being a wannabe country star, folk singing all this stuff. You talking about me being this, and you talking about me being, I said, oh, no. Then you throw Jill up in there, and then you throw Valeria up in there. I said, cut this off. I would have been, cut it off, because we gonna start to fight. Now, I know this is supposed to be fun and games, but y'all was cutting below the belt, okay? And I wasn't liking it. But, you know, it was best out of three, okay? And I think Brianna won the first one, and then Naomi won the second one, and then Brianna, when it came to the third one, Brianna said, I don't even need no music, okay? Cut that music, cut that music. She went acapella, and baby, she blew it. I said, you better blow that thing off. I said, I know that's right. I said, truth be told, they both did their thing, okay? They both did their thing. I was like, okay. So now everybody is going to write their own rhymes, okay, for their own verse for this new song. Then they set the rest of the episode up with dividing like the last 45 minutes of the episode into the four parts, and we get different stories for each lady. The first lady that we get Brianna, okay? Jeff then got his memory back. So of course I guess he really did lose his memory for a little bit. It done came back, you know. She still baby gotta take care of him, and you know she kind of over it at this point. But you know, he trying to make it seem like, oh, you ain't got to stay here and do all this stuff for me. Go ahead and do what you got to do. Mind you, Valeria was telling him, well, not him, but telling Brianna, you need to go ahead and talk to that divorce lawyer. That's what you need to do. So she does go down there to the divorce lawyer, and, you know, she's trying to hype up the fact that I'm not trying to say that he's a bad father or a bad guy. He just did a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? He's a good dad. I don't want this. I don't want that. And the lawyer was like, you can keep telling yourself that. And a lot of people come up in here and they say the same thing. And they don't realize that when you go to the divorce court and you do all this stuff trying to get divorced or whatever, you're going to war. That's basically what's going to happen. Okay. So you need to prepare and see if this is really what you want to do. Okay. Because we ain't finna play no games here. And I said, that's true. Meanwhile, she get called down to the office at the kids' school because one of the kids, I think a daughter, whatever, brought her chain to the school that said bitch on there, okay? And all of a sudden, here comes Jeff. And she was like, girl, what you doing here? Or I should say, boy, what you doing here? He was like, I got the same phone call that you got. And then the lady, the office lady, okay, principal, she told them what was going on. And in this moment... Jeff almost got me, okay? Jeff almost got me, bitch. Because the way he stood up and he read that teacher lady about the B word and how powerful it is and how we took our power back from it and how black women have always been looked down upon by using that word, and so we took the power back and they supposed to be progressive and you supposed to be doing this. I said, damn, Jeff. Me and Brianna was sitting there looking like, wait a minute. I mean... maybe it was just one time. I can forgive him for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was kind of hot. You know what I'm saying? That's how Brianna was looking. They said, you know, he was like, yeah, you know, it's cool that we did this or whatever. She was like, yeah, it's cool that you did what you did. You stood up for our daughter. That was nice. And he was like, come on, let me take you somewhere. He took her to a winery and they was drinking this, was it a brewery? Okay, I think they was drinking some whiskey or whatever, and it was from when they got married in 2005 or whatever like that. And so they just talking about their stuff, and I guess Jeff is like, you know, I do whatever it is that I need to do to get back with you. You know what I'm saying? And when they was in the house, later they was in the house and there was this scene where he's begging basically to stay with her. You know what I'm saying? And you know, she let it out that earlier that day she went to see the divorce lawyer, and he was like, oh, so you was finna divorce me for real? I said, I know you're not sitting here acting surprised. See, men do stuff, all right? Men will do stuff. This is what I've noticed, okay? I've never experienced this, and truth be told, I probably would do it too, but that's neither here nor there. Men do stuff, okay? And try to flip that shit and make it seem as though it was nothing that deep. It's not that deep, okay? And you ain't even got to be that mad. I don't understand why you got to be that mad. Like, let that shit go. We all good. That's basically what Jeff was like, okay? And he's so surprised that she went to go to the divorce lawyer, and he was like, you know, after all the stuff that we sacrificed, she was like, we sacrificed. No, I sacrificed everything, okay? I gave up my career to be here and to play the dutiful wife to you. Hell, I wanted to be a professor. That's why her name was Professor Sex. I had no idea. I said, oh, that makes sense, okay? And she was like, I stood back to let you in the prompt your ass up, talking about some goddamn sacrifice or whatever. So he in the bathroom like, so what you want to do? Okay, you know, are we done? Are we gonna be together? Baby, I done told somebody. So what is it? Are we together or are we not? Are we together or are we done? Like, no, tell me. Like, don't get off this phone without telling me. Oh my God. Every time. It never fails. Some of my shit just be tumbling out. But anyway, so she was like, I don't know. I said, Brianna, divorce that motherfucker, okay? That's just what it is. Let him go. You don't need to be with somebody that's causing you this much stress, okay? That man embarrassed you. And while they was up in there talking to, what wound up happening, that little girl that he was messing around with, she called him. Okay, and he was like, I don't even know why she calling or whatever. I didn't even know. I didn't even remember her until just now. Like, come on, And she was like, how many times you did it with her? Like, how long this stuff was going on? Was she the only one? And he said she is the only one he cheated on her with. I don't believe it. And he did say that it was for at least 4 months. I said that was a full ass relationship, and you talking about something it didn't mean nothing. It meant something for you to keep going back and back and back and having to hide. And then you brought her into your house. That's sloppy, okay? No, you may not have been in love with her, but you liked her, okay? You had a little bit of feelings. You like what you was getting from her. It meant something. Meanwhile, we get over there to Jill, okay? Jill had told us earlier that she was, going to see Out Magazine. She was getting being interviewed by them. And if you don't know, Out Magazine is for the LGBTQ. Out and the Advocate, they go hand to hand. And so the reporter, the journalist, comes in there, and she's just basically talking to her about, when did she come out and her upbringing and, being married, being in the church. And because, she let us know that she cussed out a priest earlier. But, talking about all of that. And when they brought up her husband, or her soon-to-be ex-husband, she said, I wasn't expecting to talk about him. I don't want him to be brought up in this because he is a good guy. So she's still protecting and shielding him, And the lady was asking about her coming out, and she was like, yeah, I came out on national TV, on stage in front of a whole bunch of people. She was like, that's when you came out for real? And she was like, yeah. She was like, you know what? Let me just close the book on this, okay? Off the record. And usually this is not what I do, but do you want to come out and hang with me and my homegirls, later on tonight? Jill was a little hesitant, but she was like, okay, cool. So she met up with them at the club, gay club or whatever. And, she was like, it's a circle of friends, and they just grilling her, okay? And she said, y'all used to date? And one of the girls was like, we all used to date up in this circle, okay? And I said that is literally how it be, okay? It is literally how it be. It reminded me of high school. There was a group of cool kids, I guess if you want to call it the popular kids. It was one particular group. They all fucked each other within that group, okay? And it was so much drama with them. A mess. It was just, you just sat there and you just knew each and every day it was going to be some mess that go on. And I didn't understand how they were still friends, okay? One of the bitch works in the same job that I work. And I can't stand that hoe. But anyway, moving on from that, that's neither here nor there. Okay. But, they was like, one girl kept on grilling Jill, like, this your first time up in a lesbian situation or whatever, in a bar like this, or a lesbian bar. The journalist lady had to calm her down, like, quit that. Don't mess with her like that. Okay? We gonna get you out here. We gonna get you together so you won't learn how to be no pillow princess or whatever. I said, Jill, you been up in this thing how long? You been messing around with Tina? You don't know what a pillow princess is? And Miss Lady had to tell her what a pillow princess. A pillow princess is just somebody that just lay there and take it. Okay, they don't really give or whatever, but they receive most of the stuff. Okay, they the receiver. Okay, they don't expect to do nothing else. All right, and so they out there on the dance floor doing what they gotta do or whatever and having a good time. Meanwhile, Jill, she was at her hotel, and she was up there trying to write her verse, right? Okay, so she get a call from Tina. She don't answer the call. And then she starts writing her verse again. But then she get a text message from Miss Lady from the Out Magazine. And she was like, girl, you want to come out to dinner with us later on tomorrow? And she was like, okay, cool. So we get down to the dinner, and it's only Miss Lady from the magazine that's there, Miss Journalist Lady. And she was like, girl, my friends decided not to come, and that's literally how they do, okay? And so you decided to stay? Yes, girl, I decided to stay. So they sitting there chopping it up and everything, and all of a sudden, Miss Girl is like, putting her hands all up on her thigh. I said, first of all, that's sexual harassment. Did she give you consent to touch her like that? Now, me personally, if it's somebody that I was interested in and I had a little crush on, like, I think I got a crush. I'm not gonna put that out there. Anyway, anyway, because it was so random and it just happened. Y'all know I be saying I don't have no crush, but I'm gonna just let that go. I'm gonna just let that go because I don't know what they are. I don't know what they are, y'all, and I don't know how to bring it up and be like, so are you? Because they came out the blue and they hit me up. They hit me up and they weren't even talking about nothing. We just having a casual conversation like, oh, today is cold outside. You know, what's the weather like over there? It's so random, y'all. It's so random, but she's so anyway, moving on from that. What does that mean? How should I bring it up, y'all? Okay, stop. Okay, so anyway, back to what I was saying. I can't believe I'm doing all this on camera. Not y'all doing me like this. That sound ugly. That lady put her hand on Jill's thigh, and I said, miss, what you about to do? Now listen, if it was me, I would have said, go ahead and do it, okay? She had Jill hot. Jill ain't had no other woman touch her before, okay? And Mama was about to go up further. Jill had to stop it a little bit. I said Jill was about to bust right there, okay? Just from the touch. You know you good when it's just from the touch. I said, ooh, this lady got skills and she ain't really do shit, okay? Meanwhile, she go back to the room and she talking to Tina, and Miss Tina, you know, right in the midst of the phone call, the Miss Lady knock on the door. She was like, who that at the door? She was like, oh, nobody but room service. So they started kissing or whatever, and they wound up staying in the hotel. I said, ooh, I knew that shit was gonna happen. I just knew it. Meanwhile, we get to Valeria. Girl, Valeria, she's in her feelings because she can't write, okay? She can't write, so she got to go over there to B-Rock's house to get him to help her write because she didn't want to have to write anything because she can't, okay? So he was trying to get her to get some inspiration or whatever, listening to some old tracks and stuff like that. And then, you know, he was like, you ever think about Queens or whatever and think about us? She was like, listen, I move forward. I don't go backwards, all right? And, you know, she was having a hard time, so he took her to a restaurant, a Puerto Rican restaurant. And, you know, she was like, oh, this is the first time in 10 months that I've had carbs, okay? So thank you for bringing me here. It's like that Puerto Rican place that we went to out in Queens. Oh, my God, this is so good. You know, and it was like, do you miss it? You know, and she goes into talking about how, and this is what I'm saying, you know, she don't have an identity. She really don't. And she don't, okay? She don't have an identity being herself out there in LA. She was like, if I put my hair straight, I'm just what it is to a white boy, okay? Of course the black men gonna love me or whatever. Y'all need to kill that shit. And, you know, other than that, she really don't have an identity. She really not seen, you know what I'm saying? Nothing about her truly stands out. And she goes into the story about how her mother gave her up in a shelter but left her with a Puerto Rican flag. And she was like, so I figured that whatever it was that she was going through and the reason why she couldn't hold on to me, regardless of what it was, the one thing that she gave me was she wanted me to know and to be proud of my Puerto Rican heritage. And I was like, okay, that's fine. You know, she's a Boricua, okay? Did I say it right, y'all? Boricua. Okay, I rolled my R's and everything, you know? Anyway, moving on from that, so they get to dancing on the dance floor and all that stuff. And it was like sparks flying because, you know, they had a little thing back in the day. And when they get home or whatever, or at least go back to B-Rock's place, she was about to go. He was like, And she was like, you thought you was just going to dance and then try to get with me? No, this is not what's going to happen. He said, no, we finna go do some work. So this is when they finally get into the booth and she actually doing whatever it is that she doing, but we don't hear it. They got it muted with some other stuff playing, but we just see the action. And then I guess she put it down or whatever, and they get to talking and they, you know, cheese it and all up on each other. But then, she was like, we ain't finna kiss. We ain't finna do that. Our time has passed. It is what it is. And he was like, do you miss us? And I was like, come on, stop it. She just said already that we ain't going, we got to go forward. Okay. She don't do that back stuff. And apparently they implied that at one point Valeria was pregnant because he said you would have been a good mama or something like that. I said, wait a minute, what? You know, she said she ain't want no kids at that time. So therefore she did what she had to do. And she left that thing. I said, okay. she was over it. And I said, interesting. Meanwhile, we get to Naomi. Mind you, Naomi's part was before, but it's dealing with her daughter. Her daughter is coming out there to LA for the first time to go to this music school that's very prestigious, okay, very hard to get into. You got to audition and everything. And of course, and when I heard it, I just knew it was going to be a bunch of stuck up rich kids that was going to be there, mostly white, okay. And I was correct. This is her daughter JoJo's first time getting on the plane. She's coming from Atlanta. Naomi and JoJo trying to rekindle their relationship or develop a relationship with each other, and they get to the place, and the headmaster or the person that's in charge is giving talking or whatever. And so Naomi told her to go mingle with people, okay? Just go on out there and mingle. So she see these two boys, and they made her feel like shit, and they did it on purpose, okay? And I can't stand people like this. And you got the right one, because I would have cussed them out. And Naomi good, too, because I would have cussed them out. If that's my daughter, you're not going to disrespect her like that. You're not going to make her feel small because she has less than what you have. Talking about what's your, your practice or whatever, and she didn't understand, and it was like the instrument you play. Bitch, just ask me what my instruments that I play. What do you play? You ain't gotta be fancy with it like that. I don't care. Okay, I play the piano. Okay, what was your conservatory? My grandma's house. Okay, well, my daddy told me that they gonna be playing Bach or whatever. Oh my God, by sight, you know what I'm saying? By memory. Oh, your grandma didn't teach you that? I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute, little boy. This is not what's finna happen right here. Okay, trying to make her feel small. Naomi had to come up there after this white bitch just came up there talking about something. Excuse me, miss, can I get something to drink? She said, you want to get the fuck about my face? I said, what you done? You just automatically thought that she worked there because black? That's what it was. I said, And then, she had to come up there, and them boys was like, oh my God, this your mama? And she was like, yes, I'm explicit lyrics. And she was like, they said, girl, you the one that J-Lo fell on in that hole. I said, J-Lo? J-Lo? So ironic that they said J-Lo, because J-Lo, y'all know they say J-Lo took a lot of Ashanti shit, okay? I'm just saying, like, Ashanti did a lot of her. Okay, it's just so funny. It's just so funny. And then we got Valeria, okay, that is having ghostwriters and all this stuff. Right. Okay, right. Of course, Naomi felt offended by that. She was like, girl, that ain't no damn J-Lo. Get the hell up out of here. So, her daughter had to go practice or whatever, and Naomi come up in there trying to, see how she doing. And she nervous because this is not what she used to. And she doing this under pressure, but also it caused her to snap off because, she just mad that her mama wasn't there, okay? Like, she feel like she already don't fit in. And it's like, you telling me to do one thing, but then you not doing the same thing or whatever. You telling me don't give up, but your ass the one that's giving up. You gave up a solo career, okay? That's what you gave up. And then you don't even tell me who my daddy is. Like, come on. I know you do a whole bunch of shit, but you mean to tell me you really don't know who he is and all that? Baby, she snapped off, and she was like, and they got new shoes and shit like that. She was like, girl, you got all these Jordans. I can't wear no Jordans up in here. So they get into it. It caused Naomi to leave, but then she leaves but comes back with a box. She comes back with some tacos and a pair of new shoes for her. And she basically gives her this speech like, we in this together, and us black folks, we are powerful. As black women, we have to show them our magic, okay? And she gives her this beautiful speech, and JoJo took it in. And when she first came in there, she was playing Cream, okay? Get the money, y'all. Dollar, dollar bill, y'all. She was playing that. And so when it was time for her to audition and her time to go, she started playing the classical music first, and then she switched it into some classic hip-hop. At least 3 classic hip-hop joints that she did, but she put a classical flair to it. And then the last one was Nasty Girls, okay? And then she started rapping, don't you want to be with a nasty girls? Of course, all those white people in the audience, they was confused as hell. They was like, oh my God, what is this? What is this? Okay? And of course, because she recognized what was going on and she was being a proud mama in that moment, Naomi got up and she was like, yeah, you better clap for my baby. I would have said the same thing. I was clap, okay? The fuck you sitting down for? Clap. You want to see me get hooked? No, because they already think of stuff, so I gotta take that back. I don't want them to get embarrassed or whatever. And so after that, they have a little talk, and they were just, being cool. And she still wants to know, since they're on this path of trying to become cool again, I want to know, like, give me some inkling where I need to go to try to at least search on my own for my father. Okay. And so that is the next thing. Meanwhile, everybody comes together and they're recording their verses and everything's sounding great, doing good. And after that, um, what wound up happening after that? Let me fast forward because I don't want to touch on something. I feel like I'm forgetting something right quick. Yeah, everybody doing what they doing. They showing little glimpses of what everybody's doing. Jeff is with the kids, and each verse that is playing is like their verse is relating to what happened in their life. So it's real, it's giving you that real, and we find out that Jill really did slap with old girl. So now she got to tell Tina, okay, she's deciding what she gonna do. Meanwhile, B-Rocker, he on B-Rock, he talking to somebody and talking about putting out some old music of like in a compilation of the queens, because they found out that, listen, we're gonna name ourselves queens. We're not gonna be called nasty bitches no more. We're elevated and we're gonna be queens. So hence the name of the show. Okay, but as he going through all the old stuff, because earlier he told Valeria that he got a whole bunch of their old raps. He got everything that they ever recorded. And so he want to put it like in a compilation album, release some unreleased stuff. And he was listening to one of Explicit Lyrics rhymes, and it said something about being laid up with a man that ain't my spouse or whatever, and I'm pregnant. Basically implying that he could possibly be the baby daddy, and that she was pregnant. And then Valeria heard the rhyme too, because he kept on rewinding, trying to understand and put two and two together. Like, oh my God, is she talking about me? Now I said, why the hell you do this? Okay, now this is confusing me, because last week you made it seem like it was Cameron, because the girl and Cameron shared the same tasting burger. I mean, literally down to the T of how much pickles they want on there. Okay. And then he asking at the end of the episode, was he the daddy? Now you throw this up in here and we like, is he the daddy? Valeria come in and she hear the thing and she was like, oh my God, you're JoJo's father? And I was like, what? Meanwhile, we get to, I said, so get Maury on the line, bitch. Get more, because he always sticking his nose in every place. Get Maury on the line to figure this out for us. It's a medical mystery, okay? Meanwhile, we get to goddamn Brianna. Brianna come up in the room. Jeff laying in the bed looking at TV, and he propped up or whatever, and she's sitting there basically at the edge of the bed, not looking at him, saying, all the stuff that she feels about their relationship, but she don't want to really let him go. She's gonna try. That's the gist of it. She's gonna try to see where things go. She's not making any promises. And then it gets to the point where she realized that he's not saying nothing. Are you paying attention to me? And I'm looking at him and I'm like, I know he did not just die. My man died. I mean, he ain't my man, but I mean, I'm just saying, man's died. Okay? I feel like he had an aneurysm. He probably clotted. That brain stuff that was going on, he probably had a brain aneurysm. That's what happened. And I don't know. It was weird to me the way that, Brianna reacted. Maybe Mama was in shock, because I just expected her to be like, oh my God. And I understand that you got kids or whatever, or at least just give us a little bit of tears, okay? Just give us a little bit of tears. She was a little bit too calm, like, you still playing, took the remote out of his hands, felt his pulse that wasn't there, and then just laid on him with no expressions on her face. Like, it was weird. It was weird. I was like, girl, shed a tear or something. Like, I want to see some emotions. Eve, like, give me something. That's what I'm seeing. Like, Brianna and Eve shit, it's like, it's not realistic to me, okay? Like, her character, her playing this character is just not realistic. It's not coming off realistic to me. But I still like the show. It was another good episode to me. You guys tell me how y'all felt about it, and I will see y'all later. Peace.